Welcome to On the Couch with NMC. I'm your host, Anthea Neumbo. It's the new year and we are getting back to basics. We'll be talking about work-life and personal life balance, and to help me with that topic is Miss Verona. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And Anthea, I love this topic, work-life balance. And the way that you said it, actually, let's go back to the basics, because one can easily forget that first our family, ourselves, then the work. But sometimes we get so caught up with the work that we have to refocus, like today's topic, focusing on that.
Verona, why is it so important to have a balance between your work life and your personal life?
Anthea, if you want to be productive at both your family life and your work life, you want to give best at your work and you want to give your best at your family life. So if you are out of balance in that situation, you don't give what you're supposed to give, like each and everyone, as we are listening today. We have our, what we say, key performance areas or JDs or job descriptions, and you want to be productive because you want to give your best to your company, and they are paying your salaries, they are giving you your incentives. But you also want to give the best, the gift of life, the gift of family. You also want to spend time with that. And I can tell you, Anthea, my whole life, I'm actually struggling with it. I will not be a hypocrite by saying, having this topic that I'm the expert and I'm doing quite well in it. Yes, I do try. I do strive in doing that. And I can honestly say, if you are a career person or if you are an employee, it's something that you have to learn your whole life to juggle. Because the more you are productive, the more people see you, the more you are ambitious, people appreciate it, companies appreciate it, hunting you down, wanting you to get it. And all the accolades with it, all the studies, all the careers. Yes, it comes with pain, comes with pleasure, but it comes definitely with discipline. And one thing that we need to do is that we need to understand that the value of ourselves, we need to value ourselves first of all. We need to manage ourselves better. We need to take care of ourselves better, because this body needs to function in all those areas. You are talking about work life, but what about all the other aspects of life? 100%, Anthea, like church life, like NGO life, like charity work, like wellness days that people are drawing you in. You're running around to set up a wellness days and everybody's asking you, and you want to be at the table, you want to be at the desk, you also want to perform. But at the end, we are holistic. And it's important that all our areas in life should be balanced.
Yes. So you spoke about it needs to be a balance. So how does one achieve this balance? And how do you maintain it?
Yeah, Anthea, it is like, it's a school for yourself. Because some things tick naturally with other people. You find, like, if you go on Google and search all the successful people, they will tell you, wake up at 3 o'clock, gym at 5 o'clock. But not everybody is wired like that. You need to find your own pace. You need to find what your body wants, what your spirit man wants. How are you functioning? Are you a morning person? Are you an evening person? Are you a midday person? You know, even with eating habits, what will work for you? Some people say, I prefer a shake. Others will say, I prefer full breakfast. Others will say, I don't eat until 12 o'clock. So one have to look first of all on your own body, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, what works for you. Yes, there are a lot of gurus that have nice, productive aspects of life that we can do, that we can plan better, that we can work on. You take it and you make it your own, because you don't want to follow the world and just be a person that follows whatever is on the websites, in books. You also want to be the author of your own life. You want to be unique. You want to be special. You want to bring your own personal flair, if I can use that word, to the company, that only you yourself, everybody knows you like that. and not like a copy-paste type of person. And obviously there are other things like with technology nowadays, Anthea, everybody is studying online. They are doing a course, whether it's mentoring or coaching or psychology. You will always find people are saying, I'm doing some things online. So if you are studying online, whether it's full-time or part-time, and you're working and you have a family or you have children, or you serve on other boards, on NGOs, on church levels, on charity foundations, then you need to structure yourself very well. And looking at emails all the time at your phone while you are with family members, you know, people feel neglected. They feel isolated. The social media has taken so much advance of us, and we are so much available after hours. We don't spend time with ourselves. So those are the things that we can look at. If you look at the email, is it urgent in red? Is it in orange? Can it wait a little bit? There is an urgency, but it can wait. Or is it in a green area that I can look tomorrow at it? The same with WhatsApps. The same with all the other forms of media messaging coming to you. So you as an employee, you need to look at what is prioritized, and also speak to your manager and telling them, because I know people are working different hours of the days. So you'll find people sending you 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock emails, and your phone is tick-tick, or you don't have that smartphones that totally goes off. So you can speak to your management and say, I would really appreciate that if the emails will do, or what do you want me to do with that email? Would you like me just to take note of it? Would you like me to respond on it? What is your desire? And their desire should also filter in with your character. You must look at what is your character? What is your personality? How are you operating? What aspects of your job descriptions are you feeling like it's totally overwhelming? It's totally out of who I am. But that role of supervisor, manager, and employee role is the most important aspect that I can say from an employer side and being employed, because I'm sitting now with both heads, and that relationship is very, very special, and one should actually cherish that relationship. One should read what your manager is all about. How does your manager want things to be responsive? How does he want his messaging being done? How does he want his feedback being done? Is he an email person? Does he read a lot of emails the whole day? Or does he or she prefers that you make an appointment, come in the office and give feedback? So you need to read, study your supervisor and giving that feedback. And that relationship is so rich, Anthea. You can learn so much from your manager and supervisors and even your peer colleagues.
So basically what I'm seeing and picking up from this is boundaries need to be set. You need to study the environment around you. You need to study yourself. You need to figure out what makes you tick. So that's basically how we can also bring in a whole work-life and personal life balance. You have to see where you stand as an individual. That's good. So tell me, what are the effects that one feels or can have when you don't have this boundary, where you don't have any work-life balance, where there's nothing, where there's no gray area? What are the effects that can happen to an individual?
You know what I've seen? I'm a social worker by profession. So social work is a very, very demanding job. And that's why I'm referencing back with the supervisee relationship. And that relationship is so important because your supervisor or your peer colleagues are always your other mirrors. They see how you do things, how you react to clients, how you kind of have a meltdown, how you, inverted commas, don't have boundaries, where you let your boundaries slack. And you will find a lot of burnout in our social workers, and I believe in the corporate environment, because it's difficult to keep that boundaries all the way up. But the best thing that I've learned is that you need to be clear. You need to communicate how your boundaries are stated. For example, if you have a meeting and people are knocking in, They are rushing in your office. They want guidance. Is that something that irritates you? Is it something that you can accommodate? You need to find out if you are doing something very substantial when you work on a document, for example, and it's a submission, and you need your team to contribute to that submission. How do you want it? Do you want that time frame to be kept? You need to know that that document needs to be on a certain time in, so you need to adhere because it still needs to be combined. So for you in the employee environment, there's a lot of aspects, because you can be in your own character, in your own spirit, but remember, your managers also have their deadlines and they have to reach their deadlines already. So you need to work on it constantly, not to step too much in your boundaries where you extend it too much. And what I've seen is burnout, total burnout, depression, where people feel I'm not appreciated, or they feel like they are misused, if I can use that word, or where they are abused, where job descriptions are not clearly defined, where there are new departments created with not clear reporting lines. People feel offended. They feel that they are not taking part of the restructuring process. Extra work that has been created, extra time taken from you, extra burden for you organizing with your kids, your spouses, your partners, and you don't get time to have proper meals. So it spills because now you are overworked, now you're depressed, now you're tearing, you explode, you get people that withdraw, they feel that the work doesn't value them, they feel they are devalued, they feel people walk over them, work over them. So that is the signs and the symptoms that managers, supervisors, co-colleagues can look out for it. But also, what can we do about it? The nice thing that I always believe, Anthea, I have a firm belief that every person, it doesn't matter at what corporate level you are, you can speak out in your language. Nowadays, we are so privileged to have all forms of media where you can communicate.
Yes.
We can communicate to our managers, supervisors, and tell them, maybe if you are not the person that would like to speak out, but write an email, write a letter, write a handwritten letter if you can't type, but do something, write a SMS, write a WhatsApp, a voice note. Anyway, because at the end, supervisors and managers, we are also just human beings. And we need to be guided what people also needs. And sometimes we are unaware that people are totally burnt out around us and that they are feeling useless in the company. And sometimes it's a matter of perspective.
Yes.
The season that you are in, you feel lonely, maybe you are going through a personal thing in your life, but you project it on your work life, that something is wrong with the company or that you are not treated well. So it's very important that one should be heard and understood in the workplace.
Okay, so just to summarize, it's very important to have those little gestures to figure out what is going on with me. So when you're having depression, when it's a burnout, when you have a sudden burst of anger, those can be signs that there is also no life, no personal, no work-life balance. That is so interesting. Ms. Verona, before we call it a quits, do you have anything else you want to add?
Anthea, I think the best person for any company is when you know yourself very well. First of all, we need to know ourselves very well. Sometimes people start at work with relationships, departments, supervisors, managers, employees. They don't know themselves. They have to study themselves so that they know that they can manage themselves better, so that they know their weaknesses, their strengths, their challenges, what makes them tick, what is just not good for them, and where the company wants to stretch them. So sometimes we as managers and supervisors see some potential in our employees and our colleagues, but we're not ready because we don't know ourselves. Start loving yourself and taking care of yourself.
Thank you. This was a very insightful conversation. Remember, you are an individual and you need to take care of yourself. Thank you for watching this episode. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. Until next time, cheerio.